Hello, this is Lee from EasyLights, and in this video I want to demonstrate some of the power and features of the EasyLights platform. So I'm at my office here, but I have pulled up my Nest security camera at my house showing my megatree here in my front yard, and we're going to be controlling that megatree over the internet and building playlists and schedules through EasyLights.com. So I'm going to navigate to EasyLights.com on my browser. Going to log in here with my demo account. And once logged in, you'll see some options here to look at previous orders, change account settings like your password, edit any addresses, and to contact EasyLights for support. Most of the interaction through EasyLights will be through the dashboard. So I'm going to click on that link here. And the dashboard is going to load up. I've already set up this particular controller, so we'll see it show up here in just a second. But I've got some other videos that walk through the pairing process and the process of getting a controller online. So this particular controller is connected with Wi-Fi, and I've also got some settings changed right now so that we can show you what an error would look like. This controller is not actually in an error state, but if there was an issue such as a blown fuse, over voltage, over current, you would see that here with this little red chip, and it would tell you what the error condition is. The power icon up here would also change to this orange and the flashing triangle. If everything was good and the controller was online, that would be a solid green. This speaker right here is also indicating that this particular controller has an FM audio board attached. So I'm just going to go into some of the setup on that and show you how that works. This little gear here, you can click that, and that gives you options to either restart your controller, change some of the settings, or remove it from your display. So in the settings here, I'm going to show you some of the options there. This is where you can change the name of the controller. In this case, I've called this one 5-volt Pixel. That's just what I named it. You can name it anything you like. And these templates here are where you select what kind of prop is attached to that controller. So this is the Holiday Coro Quick Tree 16x50 Megatree, and by selecting that template, that automatically applies all of the correct universe, channel, color order, everything that you would normally need to set up on a controller is automatically applied by clicking that template. The easy mode switch here is currently enabled, and that has that sets a bunch of the settings automatically. The easy mode disabled would allow you to manually edit the universes and the channels, pixel type, set all of your zigzags, virtual strings, etc. In the network here, that's where you can change your wireless settings. To change your wireless settings, you do have to have the controller connected via a hardwired Ethernet. So basically, we don't want you to be connected to a network and then try to switch to another network without being able to reconnect. So you can't change your Wi-Fi settings if you're already connected to Wi-Fi, but if you need to change that, plug it in, and you can scan for networks here, type in your password, and connect to a new network. On this third tab here, this is our FM audio settings. So we've got a link here that will take you to the vacant channel finder. So you can look at your particular zip code. If you don't know what a good idea for a vacant FM channel would be, you can start there. I know in my particular case, 93.3 is a good channel, so I've put that one in there. FM transmitter, you can turn that on or off. There is also a speaker on the FM audio board that you can use for testing purposes. You can turn that on or off here, and this volume slider adjusts the speaker. The line out audio jack on the FM audio board is always enabled. So if you want to have some powered speakers or headphones or connect something into the FM audio board for testing, you don't need to change any of these settings. That's always going to be available. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard here. And I have already downloaded or synced my entire content library to the controller. So if you purchase a sequence from the store, it will show up here in your content library, and these icons represent which type of prop that sequence supports and whether or not you own that content. So in this case, the audio sync test, I have the audio file for. We have the lighting data for a Megatree prop, and we have the lighting data for a singing face prop. Baby It's Cold Outside, same deal. Grandma Got Run Over by Reindeer, same deal. So to get these to play in our show, we need to add them to a playlist. We can do that by clicking or tapping one of these buttons here, or we can do it by creating a playlist over here. So since I'm going to add more than one thing to this playlist, I'll start over here and hit the plus button. I'm going to name this demo, oops, and then start adding some stuff. So we'll do the Baby It's Cold Outside and Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. In here, you can set a delay on the start of the song. So if you want to have a longer gap between the start of the songs, you can set that right here. You can use these arrows to reorder the songs, and you can use the minus button to delete them. So I'm going to put that Baby It's Cold Outside back in there, and we'll set that to be number 1. So we're going to save that. So once you have saved the playlist, that is just saved to the dashboard. It needs to be synced to the controller. So you don't have to do this now, but you do have to do this before it will play back properly. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. Click the little sync button right there. It's going to say preparing to save playlists, and it's synced to our controller. So now that we have the playlist on the controller, we have to build a schedule. So I go over here in the schedules pane, and today is Friday. I'm going to click the plus button for Friday. Going to select demo from the drop-down menu here in the playlist. And let's see, it's currently about 8:30 here, so I'm going to set a start time, for 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., and we're going to shut down at 9 a.m. just so that we get to see what it actually looks like on my camera. So I'm going to save that. And just like the playlist, once you create a schedule, you need to sync the schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and sync that. Okay, so now, since our content library is all synced with the controller, our playlists and schedules are all synced with the controller, now we can actually look at the playback. So this onboard scheduler switch, that's what actually determines whether the show is going to be running or not. So you can leave that off while you are building up your playlists and schedules, and then once it's time to run the show, go ahead and turn that on. What that allows you to do is if a show is currently playing and you want to shut it down, let's say you want to make a change to your playlist or schedule, you turn that off so that you can do that. You can't edit the schedule or the playlist while it's actively playing. So I'm going to go ahead, since we've got that all set up, I'm going to turn that on, and it's going to take it a second. Okay, so that is playing there. So now I'm going to go over to my camera here, which is giving me a live view, and this has got a little bit of a delay on it, so it may take it a second. Okay, but there we go, and if I turn on the audio for the camera, I have a radio outside that is within range of my camera, so we're hearing the audio as being broadcast from the EasyLights FM transmitter, being received on my radio and then picked up through my Nest security camera. And I'll leave the audio on just so we can hear what's going on, but if I go back to the dashboard, I'm going to toggle that onboard scheduler off. That'll take a second to apply, and as you can hear, the audio has stopped. And I'm just going to go ahead and mute that. So the audio is stopped, playback has stopped, and now if I want to edit that playlist, so we had Baby It's Cold Outside, I say, well, let's change the order of that. We want Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer to come first. So we're going to save that. Sync that playlist. Okay, playlist is synced. So I'm going to turn my scheduler. Actually, I'll go ahead and turn the audio back on so we can see when it comes back. Turn my scheduler back on, and then we'll go watch it. So again, apologize for the audio quality, but we're running through a cheap radio being pulled in through my security camera, so it's not going to be the best. But again, this is demonstrating live control of my EasyLights system from my office back to my home, and it's just that easy. With the content synced to the controller, just log into the dashboard, build a playlist and a schedule, and that's all it takes. And again, this is, in this example, we just have the 16 by 50 pixel tree, but multiple EasyLights controllers can run simultaneously in one large choreographed show. So if I had some AC singing faces or a pixel matrix or other props, they are all integrated and automatically download their correct sequence chunks. We call them easy sequences, to form one easy mix. And that's how it works. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me on easylights.com or post any comments here on the video. Thank you much.